Trying to understand what that small bill's all about.
Me too.
Sure.
Senator Small, he was from Weatherford, sponsored the bill because of the fact that there was some, well, like the Canadian River, for example, they crossed, they weren't supposed to cross it, but they did. There was a section, well, the old Canadian River was over a half a mile wide. The section was only a mile wide. Well, see, half of that section, in cases, was taken up in the riverbed. And these landowners that paid for 640 acres was raising the hell to the state, said, I didn't get all I was supposed to. So there was also a movement on to say that the surveys that cross navigable streams were invalid, and that the patent would be invalidated. So that was a small bill did two things. Well, number one, it validated patents lying across navigable watercourses. And number two, that it relinquished to the patentee the amount of land in the riverbed to make up the deficiency in the patent, but no more.
Right. So if they were granted 640 acres and they needed 40 more acres, for example, to get their, if they only had 600 acres, then they would get 40 acres out of that stream bed, for example, just easy math to come up with their total acreage. Is that a valid example?
Sort of. If they had a,
elaborate.
If let's just say that actually when they surveyed it today, it had 650 acres in that section instead of 640, and so they would only get the acreage necessary to make up what was in there, and then the state would still have an undivided interest in that stream bed.
I got you.
So, did that make sense?
No? I think so.
Bottom line is the whole small bill was created to deal with excesses or shortages in patented surveys that happen to cross navigable streams or rivers, or not?
No, I think all it had to do with is, like I say, number one, it put into the law the fact that this survey was not invalid. It validated this patent, and then it relinquished to the patentee the amount of acreage that it took to make up his acreage in his survey, but no more. So that meant that the state could have an undivided interest. They may not, it's according if he took it all up, but that was the sole purpose of that small bill.
And if you think about it, it was good for both sides. Good for the landowner, good for the state. The state, was not really giving up their sovereignty there, other than what they had already awarded to a landowner. So.